We got some games to break down. I was going to put together a few videos, you know what I mean, and upload them and do it that way. But listen, I think this is the best, most direct way to just get this done. So we're going to get straight right. We're going to go straight to it, man. First up, man, we got the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky, who coming off of a 1,000-game losing streak. I don't know what that's about. You know what I mean? But they were able to come up there and get that win. And that's really what matters. So we're going to let it fill in a little bit. Who we got in the house, man? We're going to deal with all three of these games. You know, we're going to first start with my Sky, though. We'll first start with them. Let me find the stats that I like, the game stats that I like, man. Right now they got the 9 sets up here. No, I don't like that one right there. Right, there we go. There we go. There we go. So obviously, man, the story of this game, for real, was a career night for Kamilla Cardoso, as well as really a hell of a game for Angel Reese. And really, if you look and you see where Chicago has been going the last couple of games, because even last game, you know, though the Chicago Sky lost in the end, what you're seeing is the formulation of what has to be the formula going forward. That's the one thing I think Chicago has discovered. I'm not ready to say there's this big turnaround yet just because of this win. The Sparks are not a very good team. We're going to keep it all in perspective. However, what I do think is clear is that there is a way going forward. That's what I think we found. And the way going forward for the Chicago Sky is you got to feed Kamilla Cardoso, and a lot of that feeding of Kamilla Cardoso has to happen through Angel Reese, without a doubt. She is the best at getting that ball to Kamilla. She is the absolute best at doing that on this particular roster. But I like the way that everybody's figuring out how to feed Kamilla. Feeding Kamilla is very key. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing Kamilla Cardoso for, a week or two? So we'll see how it goes without Kamilla. All right? But what I do like, Talia Green, I appreciate the sub. All right, so what I do like going forward is I think we're starting to figure out the identity of the team, and I think Chicago's starting to figure out the formula moving forward, okay? All right, just looking at just some of the individual stats before we go into the overall team production of this particular game. Angel Reese, 6 of 12 from the field. Excellent. That means she's taking the right types of shots. She's taking a lot of shots off of assists that are feeding to her. A lot of it is putbacks, all of those different things. 6 of 12 from the floor. That's 50%. That's good. She didn't take any 3-pointers. That's fine. That's not her forte. She made 6 out of 7 from the free throw line. That's what you got to do. When you get up there, when you get to the free throw line and make your free throws. All right, excellent job there by Angel. She had 17 rebounds. Monster shit. That's dominance, okay? That's what we want to see out of Angel. Go out there, do what you do. Dominate on the boards. 18 points. Like I said, the 18 points came through what? Efficiency from the field, 50% from the field, as well as hitting your free throws. That's all we need right there. And doing what you do on defense. 4 steals, 6 assists. This is one of the best games I've seen Angel Reese have, for real. You know, when we talk all around. Dishing, defending, scoring, rebounding, dominant shit. Right? So, yesterday I heard a lot of them referring to Angel and Kamilla as the Twin Towers. And that's what they looked like last night. It looked like Twin Towers. And it ain't like they was playing against no bums. You talking about Derek Hamby and Azurá Stevens. That's serious competition right there. Now, Kamilla, we got to talk about Kamilla. What we're seeing right now is the beginning of Kamilla Cardoso coming into her own. You know, a lot of us were concerned about Kamilla Cardoso earlier in the season. whether or not she really is the one. Even me, I really question whether or not we should trade Camila Cardoso, especially when it looked like Rickea Jackson wasn't going to work out over there. I was actually one of the ones talking that, and a lot of Chicago Sky fans went in on me. And hey, look, I get it. Right now, looking like y'all was right. You cannot teach 6'7". Camila Cardoso last night used all of that 6'7", and she was dominant. All right, we're talking about a career night, 27 points, 10 of 15 from the field. As I say, that's monster shit. Monster shit for Camila Cardoso. Seven rebounds. You know what I mean? She's a +9. 2 blocks. You know what I mean? Excellent game for Camila Cardoso. The important thing here is that Tyler Marsh didn't have that quick leash on her. Last time when we played the Sparks, Tyler Marsh is pulling the leash, taking her out real quick, simply because Camila Cardoso struggles against the pick and rolls, and Camila Cardoso gave her the responsibility of sticking Azurá Stevens, who's a stretch big, right? What we figured out this time is no, you have Angel Reese stick those stretch bigs, all right, and you leave Camila in the paint. Simple adjustment, and it produced big dividends, right? Camila's not going to be out there running after shooters and all of that kind of stuff, man. You should have known that from the rip, but okay. The adjustments were made. I don't know if it came from Marsh. I don't know if it came from any of the assistant coaches. Whatever the case may be, it worked. And this is the way you got to guard these types of teams with those stretch bigs. I loved it, all right? Ariel Atkins, solid game. She wasn't great from the field. Normally, she's more efficient. She was 5 of 14. However, I like the fact she took 14 shots. She took the second most shots after Camila Cardoso, right? That's what you want to see. You either want to see Ariel Atkins taking the most shots or Camila Cardoso taking the most shots, right? And that's what you want to see as the formula moving forward. She only hit 1 3-pointer, but she took 5. I want Ariel Atkins taking about 5 threes. I'm all for that. You know what I mean? I'm all for that. Yo, Young Frog, say one more dumbass thing, and I'm gonna bounce you. Like, I'm not here for that. We here to talk Chicago Sky. We're here to talk Dallas Wings, and then we're gonna get to them Fever. And we're gonna get to Caitlin Clark. That's what we're here for. Don't come here with the dumb stuff. I'm not the one for that. All right, so Ariel Atkins was excellent. She was solid. Excellent goes to Angel and goes to Camila. They dominated. You feel me? Solid contributions off the bench by Kia Nurse in particular, who had 8 points. Hailey Van Lith provided 6 points. She is learning. Hailey Van Lith is learning. You know what I mean? She's not quite ready for like the that starter role yet or anything like that. Though, like, I want to see her get more minutes than Rachel Bannon. Why? Because for me, her development is more important than whatever it is you're trying to do with Rachel Bannon. For me, like, there's a small chance that this team could turn things around and really be like a contender for something. There's a small chance of that. And I think more emphasis should be put on developing the young talent, right? I love what we're getting out of Angel and Camila. But also, as a priority, you got to make Maddie Westbeld to some degree. And I believe you definitely got to make sure Hailey Van Lith's development is happening. Because if not, then what have you accomplished this season? For real, moving forward. Unless you don't plan on keeping those players, which would be a disaster for this year's draft, right? So Tyler Marsh, you know what I mean? And Jeff P., he has to consider all of that stuff. E-Will contributed 6 points, and Michaela contributed 4 points in 7 minutes. Wow, Michaela only had 7 minutes. Wow. All right, so now when we talk about the Sparks, the Sparks really were led by Azurá Stevens, who had 21. She was a problem throughout the game. So is Hamby and Kelsey Plum is normal. Now, Kelsey Plum, though, really was just gunning in this game. You know what I'm saying? They was gunning in this game. Courtside Junkie, come on, man, with all that, bruh. People that come to my channel, they want to hear about the Chicago Sky. You know what I mean? Except for, I got a lot of these spams up in here. You know what I mean? I'm about to start getting them out of here in a minute. Because, like, I don't even know these dudes. Like, I don't know what's going on. But when my Chicago Sky people come through, they want to hear about Chicago Sky. Like, the Fever, they actually tired of me talking about them. And really, when I talk about them, they just want to hear me hammer them, honestly. You know what I mean? But we're going to get to the Fever. We're going to get to your girlfriend in a minute. Don't even worry about that. So, what happened here? We're gonna see what happened as a team, which I haven't done for a while for Chicago because I haven't seen the point of doing that. but won this game for the Chicago Sky. Actually wasn't field goal percentage. The daggone Sparks shot better from the floor, believe it or not. Sparks was 49%. Chicago's only 44% from the floor. But I'm going to show you why that don't matter. I'm going to show you why it don't matter in a minute. The Chicago Sky had won the turnover battle. Very important, you win the turnover battle. Ended up giving up less points off the turnover battle. Okay? Points in the paint, they dominated. Okay? So it was the turnover battle, points in the paint, they won, and they won the rebound battle. Chicago gonna win the rebound battle every night. You ain't even got to worry about that. You got Reese and Cardoso. Reese right there, you already gonna win the rebound battle. So that's one thing you can already check that. We ain't got to worry about that. And they also wanted the free throw line. These are pretty much the things that the Chicago Sky had done. Now, the assists were 23 assists to 22 assists. So it was about equal. For Chicago, 23 assists is pretty good. All right, that's over their average. But what you want to see is a team in Chicago get the team assists up to around 27. If they can do that, then that's kind of almost elite. So 23 is a good start. Now the questions for Chicago Sky now. Camila Cardoso about to go, I believe, over to Brazil and play. So, man, I don't know. I just hope she just comes back healthy. That's all. Don't go out there and get hurt, okay, Camila. Because we need you here. Need you here to do that. But my game ball, of course, for this goes to Camila Cardoso. You know what I mean? 27 points a career night. Even though Angel Reese had a better overall game out of everybody. She was dishing. We're talking about 4 steals. We're talking about 6 assists. We're talking about, you know what I mean, 17 friggin' rebounds, 18 points. I mean, that's monster shit. You feel what I'm saying? I take that every single night. You feel me? You know? So, Gullah accent. Oh, you want them Gullahs? You say Sky and Angel Reese gets off on subpar players and teams. Nah, I don't agree with that. Now the Sparks are a subpar team, but they played against Derek Hamby, who's an all-star, and Azari Stevens, right? Who's a serious guard. The best players, the Sparks got players. As a team, they're not good, but you know they got Kelsey Plum, they got Rickea Jackson, they got players, bro. They're just a team that's working on chemistry. So you gotta know what you're talking about, homie. You know what I mean? But nobody's saying that, you know, the Sparks are a great team or anything like that. But the Sparks on any given night can beat your ass if you don't bring it. They can beat your ass. You feel me? So no, I'm gonna give Chicago credit for this because, like, hey, whatever, the team that's on their level can handle their business. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all. Well, Chicago hasn't beaten any good team this year, as far as I know, and Chicago isn't a good team, right? But they're a team that they working to turn that around. That's what it's about. You taking one game at a time. If you're an athlete, you go out there and you do that. Ain't nobody out here. This ain't about Chicago Sky's a good team. That ain't what this is about. That's about they had a good night last night. They had the best game that they played all season. And hopefully what they can do is turn that into something positive. But the main thing that they take from this game They should have an understanding of what their identity is, and they should be like understanding the way going forward, right? You feed Camila Cardoso, you know, you let Angel Reese especially get it to her in particular. Ariel Atkins got to take at least 15 to 20 shots, or 15 to 17 shots a night. 20 is a little extreme, right? And then the other players, man, long as Kia Nurse and Rebecca Allen and Rachel Banham, who shouldn't even be on the team, long as they know their role. It ain't for them to go out there and shoot whenever the hell they want. Every time down, Reese and Cardoso need to be touching the ball before anybody do anything else. This need to be an inside-out team, period. That's what those are my takeaways from that. All right, now moving on to the Dallas Wings, who had a nice win. This is a nice, impressive win against the Atlanta Dream. This was a tough game, though. The score is 55-68, right? So I gotta keep it a buck, right? The Atlanta Dream, 10-5 team, right? Coming in at 10-4. They are really a bad road team, right? They're like they kind of 4-4. They 4-4 on the road. Okay, they're 10-5 team, but on the road they 4-4. So they're a team that can get got on the road. And this is basically what happened. They ran into a Dallas Wings team who was a talented team, but they, just like the Sparks, they trying to get it together. And they caught them at the right time. You know, like the Dream, you know, Atlanta Dream have beaten some real teams. They didn't beat, you know, the Fever, who I don't know if it was a real team for real. But they beat the Fever. They beat if I'm not mistaken, I know they beat either Seattle, New York, or whatever, but they really are a valid playoff team. You know, the Dream. You gotta respect them right now. ATL. Looking at the box scores, man, to see kind of what happened. But this was like a rough game. It was just kind of defensive. Everybody was shooting horrible. You got Ryan Howard, 6 of 17 from the floor. Horrible. You got Alicia Gray, 3 of 16 from the floor. Horrible. You got Brianna Jones, 3 of 10 from the floor. It was just a sloppy-ass game. I don't know what Atlanta did. I don't know if they went to Texas earlier in the day. They start eating some fucking Mexican food, Tex-Mex. They must have ate a bunch of like barbecue. What's their favorite barbecue spot? So when the game time came, they really needed to go take a shit. Stomach hurt. I don't know what happened. But they were sloppy as hell. They not like Atlanta is a team that's usually moving up and down the court fast, right? They were just sluggish. I don't know what it was. Maybe they were tired, exhausted. Sometimes that happens, and this can happen during the WNBA season or NBA season. On any given night, if you don't bring it, you can get got. Especially when you run into teams that are desperate to win for a win. And this is what happened. You got Dallas coming. You got the Dream coming in at 10-4. You got Dallas coming in. They at home at 3-12. Like Dallas hungry. They need that. And part of what they ran into was an Enrique who's starting to get her ish together. Right. The story for the Dallas Wings. I watched all their games so far this year. Right. They one of the teams I'm watching. And what they haven't been able to do is get Enrique and Paige Bueckers to have a good game at the same time. This still hasn't happened, to be honest with you, because Paige Bueckers goes an uncharacteristic 6 of 15. That's like unheard of for Paige Bueckers typically, but even that's still 40%. You know what I mean? 40% is bad for Paige, right? Typically, Paige is somewhere around, 46. She's 46% on the season. You know what I mean? Because all her shots are smart shots. She's either taking it to the rim or she either getting to a spot that she done mastered. Like that elbow area, that quick pop mini, she done made that shit, you could tell, about 100,000 times in her life. You could just tell. So this is uncharacteristic for her. She's 0-2 from the three-point line. Very uncharacteristic game for Paige Bueckers. So this was a night where Arike picked up the slack. And she wasn't even great from the field. You talk about 6 of 14. That's over 40%. It's not the worst, but like, damn, it's not great. And she was doing most of the assisting, it looks like here, right? But she ended up with 21 points. The main thing you see with Arike here is she got to the line 9 times, made all her free throws. That's really where the strength of her points came from here. She didn't make any threes. NaLyssa Smith was pretty weak. 4 points, but she only took 6 shots. Now, listen, the story of the Dallas Wings right now, okay, and what may turn their season around is 2 different things, 2 different adjustments that Coughlins have made, right? Number one, they picked up Lee Yuru from the Sparks, the 6'7" Chinese center. She pretty much turned a lot of their season around, all right? She's just a big presence in the paint, something they didn't have with with Hines Allen and Big T. They just didn't have that presence with her. 6'7", you can't teach it. Similar to Kamilla Cardoso. Get her the ball, boom. She contributed 10 points last night. I believe the other night she contributed, made damn near 20. She makes her free throws. She can hit 3-pointers. She actually got range, right? She's pretty much changed everything for them, right? So that is something we gotta talk about. LaShonda Matthews, yes. Mystics in Minnesota, I'm gonna have to cover that later. Only reason I'm not covering it because I didn't watch it. I only cover games that I watch. So I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna watch that game probably in a couple of hours, and then I promise I'm going to cover it. After I watch it. I don't cover games I didn't watch. It was like 4 games. I just didn't get to all of them. I got to see these 3 though. So these are the 3 that I'm going to talk about. All right, so the adjustments that Dallas has made is this new center, Lee Yuru, and then they interjected Isaiah James into the lineup, right? I don't know if it's just simply because DJ Carrington isn't available right now or what, but Isaiah James comes through. She's 3 of 8. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. She contributes 11 points off the bench, which is great. And that to me has been the difference. Because even last couple of games, they lost, but they were close. They were right there. They took the Mystics into overtime, right? That game. They could have won that game. But I'm seeing that Dallas is playing better. Of the teams that could possibly turn it around, when we talk about Chicago, we talk about Dallas, I think Dallas has the greatest chance to do that. I do. Only because I think I believe in their guard play a little better than they added the center. Chicago could, you never know. I don't doubt Angel Reese. I just don't doubt her tangibles and all of that kind of stuff. I really don't. But I'm concerned about Kamilla being gone a couple of weeks. I really don't know. I guess it's going to be Angel and Big T. Maybe we get Manny Westbeld some minutes, but I don't know what they're going to. I don't know how it's going to look. I really don't. Without Cardoso is easy buckets, man. Especially when Angel passed to it. It's like it's 6'3" passing 6'7". Woo! You know what I mean? And Angel Reese is almost like when she lifts her arms, Angel Reese is almost about like 6'5" because her wingspan is 7 feet. So it's like, what you gonna do with that? And that's gonna be missing from this lineup for a couple weeks. I don't know. Yeah. So that's basically the story of that joint. Now, Atlanta Dream, man. Whew. You got Pow with 14 minutes, no points. She's 0-5 from the floor. It was just an uncharacteristic night. Either the Wings had the greatest defense ever, or the Dream was just off. And I think the Dream was off. The Dream, that's the thing with those teams, man. And this is the difference between the New Yorks, the Minnesotas, and when rolling the Aces compared to everybody else. It's like these teams like Dallas and you know, Seattle. Like they'll go out there and just have these nights where it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like they'll just be like just clunky and lazy and just, you know, all this kind of stuff. You feel me? And like to really be the type of team that's gonna like win, you gotta be consistent. It's just you gotta be consistent. It's necessary. And they just ain't got that. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Dallas Wings. I want to see them turn it around because they like. I love watching Enrique play. I love watching Paige Beckers play. I love watching DJ Carrington play. So they are a team I would love to see just in the playoffs. I just want to see those players out there. You feel me? And they are players I want to see in the All-Star game as well. All right, so now we're going to go and, of course, deal with this damn Indiana Fever. Yeah, the damn Indiana Fever. So, all right, so on a random, so the story of this here, obviously, is on a random Tuesday night, the Indiana Fever go out to Seattle, and they somehow find a way to beat the Storm. This is a game I had them losing, simply because I felt like the matchup, the Storm was just better. I felt like the Storm is probably one of the best defensive teams in the league. They would be able to contain Aaliyah Boston to a degree. This is the thinking I had going into the game. And Tasha Howard wouldn't be able to dominate against, say, Aguma K. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Okay? Because Aaliyah Boston was an animal. Aaliyah Boston was an animal. All right? 31 points. 8 rebounds. 31 points, 8 rebounds. 13 of 18 from the floor. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. She was just annoying as she normally is. Like she got this way of like annoying every damn big in the league by putting her elbow all in their neck, right? Putting her shoulders like all in their breasts. Like Aaliyah Boston is just, you know what I mean? She bought that physicality, right? That's that Dawn Staley training. Dawn Staley teach you how to use your leverage and how to do all that little shit that people don't see. And you see it right there, Gamecocks, on display. All right, she gets the game ball without a doubt. Aaliyah Boston, without Aaliyah Boston, they don't have a shot without her dominating like that. I mean, they had nothing for her. All right. It ain't matter if it was Izzy Megabor, who's one of my favorite centers. It ain't matter if it was Malanga, you know, who actually, well, didn't really run that many minutes. But, I mean, she ate Izzy Megabor alive. She basically told Izzy, you little light in the ass. You know what I mean? I got this. 31 points, 8 rebounds. Leah Boston was a monster. And then her running mate, Kelsey Mitchell, 26 points, 8 of 14 from the field. Okay, that's over 50%, my people. 5 3-pointers, 5 from 7. Got to the free throw line. Kelsey Mitchell was unconscious. All right, she was unconscious. Lexi Hall was her normal annoying ass, but very reliable Lexi Hall. Like you shoot her out, you get her that rock out there in her spots, which is that corner spot, and also that top corner spot. And Lexi Hall is almost automatic. She had 2 of her 4 3-pointers, solid defense, 6 of 10 from the field, 11 fucking rebounds for Lexi Hall. All right, so you're talking about 15 and 11 for Hall, right? 2 steals. Lexi Hall is one of them unsung, just went out there and did the thing. Type of player I would take on my team any day. You feel me? MMA J, this is not about LeBron James. Okay? Please stop spamming. Right? I don't really have a lot of tolerance for spams. Please. Right? I appreciate you coming through, but don't do that, man. Don't fuck my live up. All right, with the dumb shit. Okay? Please. I'm just asking you. All right, so Lexi Hall was great as well. All right, now we got to talk about Caitlin Clark. Obviously, Caitlin Clark struggled from the field again. So this is about, man, the third game maybe. Well, pretty much every game since the first game when she came back, against New York, where she just went bananas. It was probably one of the best games I've ever seen her play. Since then, she's really been struggling. The 3-point shot has been awful. And I still say primarily it's because of the type of threes she tries to shoot. Of course, she's not a bad 3-point shooter, but it's like, you know what I mean? Some of them shots, just bad. They're bad shots. She didn't get to the free throw line at all. Okay, so 0-0, which she should be trying to do. Like, if I'm Caitlin Clark, since she's like almost automatic from the free throw line, I believe that's actually her best attribute. She's like, goes to the free throw line, is automatic, almost on some Reggie Miller type of stuff. She should be like trying to get to the free throw line. But the best way to get to the free throw line, either you try to get to the rack, or you get in the mid-range and you start using a pump fake. Go into the post, try to pump fake. And she should be trying to go into the post a little bit more because she's a 6-foot guard, right? And oftentimes when you're playing against point guards, even a Skylar, though Skylar is an excellent defensive player, one of my favorite point guards in the league, Caitlin Clark should be trying to post up Skylar. These are the types of things I think they should institute into the game, especially when the logo 3 isn't falling. Get Skylar in the post, and Skylar more than likely is going to foul you. And I think the officials would give Caitlin that, but you got to try to play physical in order to get to the free throw line. I think Caitlin Clark not getting to the free throw line at all is unacceptable, like, for her as a player. We're talking 3 of 13 from the field. I suppose that shouldn't continue. It's just it's a drought. It's a lull. Part of it is teams starting to figure her out. This is what happens, man, during the sophomore year. Sometimes, like, you go out there, you have this 1 year. Now teams are watching film, and they look at your tendencies. They look at what you want to do. And then if you don't switch it up, you become kind of predictable. So they'll guard some of those things, and it makes it difficult, to score. And then when your favorite shots are like the most difficult shot in the world, you can have these types of nights. And, I don't know. Now, as far as other things, she assisted well. I mean, it's normal. 9 assists, so that'll keep her still in the running for lead, for assisting. She contributed 3 steals. That's good effort. But then you see 8 turnovers. You know what I mean? Like, man, you just cannot do that shit, man. This is unprecedented amount of turnovers. There. That's just, my God. Whew. Lord have mercy, man. Well, but now the good thing for the Fever was they let me go to the team stats, because that's what's going to tell the team the tale of the tape here. Wow, I'm shocked. The Fever still have low team assists. They only had 18 assists as a team. That's interesting. So this really came down to Jaylen Brown got traded to where? I don't appreciate you fucking up my live, but Jaylen Brown got traded to where? And please be telling the truth. But anyway, so I thought the Fever was moving the ball a lot better than I've seen in the past, but maybe that was a figment of my imagination, because they only have 18 assists here. And so this really tells you that Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston just basically carried this thing. Now, I can see if it was just more ball movement in general. That wasn't even the case. I mean, there was some good assisting I saw, looking for the open shot. There were some good plays, where they found Lexi Hall in the corner and stuff like that, right? That's a lie, Kevin Abreu. All right, you lied? Okay. This is kind of what happens to liars. You came in here lying? Okay. All right, we're going to time you out since you want to come in here and lie. All right, so, wow. All right, so the tail of the tape is pretty much this, man. The Fever shot better from the field, 50%, which is good. They were both the same from the three-point line. Which surprising, damn. Seattle actually took more threes than the Fever. Like, how you gonna take more threes than the Fever? That's like hard to do. But they did. So that tells you right there, they shouldn't have been doing that. That was stupid. Seattle got to the free throw line a lot more than them, 25 times. That didn't really help them. But the Fever do foul a lot. My God, they some hacks, man. You know, you got Hall and Cunningham, boy. They some hacking sons of bees. You know, the two Aryan sisters, they some hacking sons of bees. Now, this is where the Fever won the game. 38 rebounds to 21 rebounds. 17 more rebounds. That's retarded. You do that, you ain't gonna lose. You ain't gonna lose a lot of games if you're doing that. 17 rebound difference. Good Lord. Of course, our Juggy says Fever never go to the line. Yeah, they don't play the type of get to the line game. They do too much work around the perimeter. That's why the only one that's trying to get to the line probably Kelsey Mitchell. Sometimes Caitlin will drive, but you know, it ain't really her game. They perimeter team. Though sometimes Aaliyah Boston could probably get to the line more often than they get it to, but you know, it ain't no bad. The same thing happens to Angel and Camilla. They get fouled all the time, and they don't get called. Let me see. Yeah, it was basically, man, that's what happened. The Fever won in fast break points, which is normal. They are a transition team. Damn, points in the paint, 52-38. So it was transition, points in the paint, and rebounds. That's the story of the game. And that was mostly Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell doing that. And that's a good thing you're able to do that with Caitlin Clark struggling. Because Caitlin Clark she gotta get out of it. Whatever it is, she gotta break out of that, man. Whew, Lord have mercy. I don't know if it's pressure getting to her. I don't know what it is. Got to think about that. I don't know if she just a player that will. What you got to hope though is that this doesn't happen often. That she's not a player that goes into slumps often, right? That's not what y'all gonna need. So LaShonda Matthews says there are a lot of missed calls, but you can't rely on the refs to win a game. Exactly. You said Dallas beating us? No, I don't have Dallas beating y'all. I wouldn't be shocked if they did, but I wouldn't pick Dallas. You know, Dallas won 4 games. I'm not picking them to beat anybody. But y'all can get got. Let's not get that twisted. Ain't no unbeatable team by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so what we got here, man? Let's go to some of these comments. My breakdowns are pretty much done. All right, so we got rid of the liars, talking about Jaylen Brown was traded. Mike got time for that. We grown men around here. So Dream is playing like when Tanisha Wright was their coach. Can't beat teams they should beat. Yeah, that's what it looked like, man. That's what it looked like. I'm just standing around while Caitlin Clark struggles, so when she bounced back, y'all won't say I was hiding. Come on, courtside. Everything ain't about Caitlin Clark, bro. Everything ain't about Caitlin Clark. But I know y'all think so. Like, the league is trash except for Caitlin Clark. You know, and nobody else is worth watching except Caitlin Clark. All that stuff, man. Get to the Fever. We're not trying to hear about the stepchilds. See? That's why you get cooked all the time, man. Because you disrespect the whole league. All for that one girl, bro. That stuff is crazy. Look at Murder Posse Film Crew. That corny ass name. That name is trash, nigga. Reese's Dookie. She need a OnlyFans. Yeah. You need a better name. Murder Posse Film Crew. Yeah, alright. What you murdering? What you a serial killer? Did you have some Frosted Flakes this morning? Come on, bruh. Let me see. Matthew said, shut up. You know what I mean? Let me see. I'm not even going to time you out. I'm just going to remove your comment. Just because I can. Let me see. And to everybody that said hi, I'm saying hi back. Hi back to everybody who said hi. And Janique Jones, I'm going to remove your stuff too. Y'all spamming cornballs. What do y'all get out of spamming? Y'all get money out of that shit? Because if so, man, let me know. I'll get into spamming. Yep. I'll get into spamming myself. Because I don't get that. Like, you think it's just fun to spam somebody's shit. Corny, man. There's a lot of corny individuals in this world. Of course, I joke, you say Kelsey. What about Kelsey? Kelsey Plum? Yeah, Kelsey Plum is better than Caitlin Clark, if that's what you're getting at. Then somebody talking about LeBron James, like I care about that. LeBron need to go retire, bro. A highest house says CC cannot catch and shoot. She can only shoot off the dribble and or screens. Yeah, that's not her specialty. Not her specialty. Y'all coming here talking all types of dumb shit. Zion Williamson and all that, bro. Why can't y'all stick to the topic? There's plenty of channels you can go to and talk about LeBron James and all these other people y'all dick ride. Just me and you says, what's up, OG? Holler from Romania. From Romania? Damn, bro. Okay. Thanks for coming through, man. Romania. I like to visit that place. What's y'all favorite food to eat? If I go visit Romania, what should I get to eat, man? That's when I visit places like that. I've been to Europe before. When I visit places like that, I want to know, what is your favorite thing to serve? Like, I've been to Rome. I had pizza over there. That was the first thing I wanted. I want pizza and I want spaghetti when I'm in Rome. Of course, our Juggy says, but they got Paige. We got Caitlyn struggling. What you mean? Will they beat y'all? I mean, they might beat y'all. Y'all ain't unbeatable. Chicago Cheetah says skyscrapers are the best front court in the league. They will be. I don't know if they are yet. They will be. Right now, I got to go with Stewie and Jonquel, but they will be. Believe that. Chicago should have never fired Teresa Witherspoon as their coach. I agree. Murad sounds like a bot. Who's Murad? Oh, Murder? Yeah, he a clown, whoever he is. Who comes with that dumbass name? LaShonda Matthews says CC fans are racist and they say the most hurtful comments about Reese on a regular basis. So-called adults talking bad about a young woman. Yeah, some of them are. LeBron can beat 100 women. LeBron can beat 100 women. Oh, what are you, 12? Come on, man. What up, Flan? The night of slight upsets. Yeah, there was a lot of upsets. It says CC is definitely not the best player in the WNBA. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. You know? I'm trying to think, am I missing some comments? I'm surprised we ain't got more than that. Yeah, Tulip, I just went and broke down all three of them games. It's pretty easy. Wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. You know what I mean? And I'm taking it easy on CC today. You know, I'm not going to do that because it's like, you know, you're kicking somebody while they down, you know. CC shooting 29% from three, 39% from the field, 6 turnovers. Yeah. And no defense. Yeah, it's pretty bad right now. See, some of them in every fan base, there ain't a whole bunch of racist people in every fan base. I'm sorry, Courtside. that's kind of a CC thing, the racism. That's kind of a CC thing. So she was better than last season. She's not saying CC's racist, not saying that. But them fans, they live vicariously through her. They see her as this white girl that's just giving it to black women. So some of them are like that. Not saying everybody. Some of them are like that. It's just like they've said that type of stuff to me. Yeah, what's up with you, fam? What's up with you? New York Liberty has the best skyscrapers in the league. Yeah, they do right now. But Camilla and Angel, if they keep them together, they will be. They will be. At some point. Of course, I junkie trying to make CC fans seem like they normal. Now, maybe you're normal, right? But I don't know why you don't be calling out them people, man. I don't know how you can sit there and watch that stuff, bro. You ain't never hear me call Angel a name. I talk about on court. Yeah, well, you're normal. I'm saying, why don't you call out them jokers that do that, though? That's all. I don't know how you can sit there and take that stuff, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because for real, when I first started talking women's basketball, I used to keep it all just street clean, just talk. I never got into like going there until I started seeing like channels like Between the Lines, that dude. And that other bald-headed dude who just sit there, he called Angel Reese all types of ghetto and this and that, and they imply she's like a 302 and all this type of stuff, man. 304, whatever. Like they really was really going there. You know. So then I'm like, what? Ain't no way that's going. That ain't happening on my watch. So I started going in on all them jokers. I go to their channels. I voice over their joints. Man, it got ugly. Last year was way uglier than this year. This year is like light compared to last season. Last season, boy. Woo, man. I was cussing jokers out. YouTube was stopping my videos, the whole nine. Lee had 10 points, 15 rebounds. She is good. Oh yeah, Lee has been a big part of the change over there in Dallas. No doubt about it. Lee, and they giving Isaiah James minutes. Those are the two things I'm seeing that has them playing better. Now they gotta do a better job of finishing those games though. That's the thing. They should have beat the Mystics. Ain't no doubt about that. They had control of that game the whole time. They let the Mystics come back and held them winning overtime and all that. They gotta finish the games better over there in Dallas. You said my homeboy got killed last week on some internet. Your homeboy got killed on some internet beef. What you mean? Nah, I ain't hear about that. What you mean? Because he arguing about internet, about what? What was the topic? She is still adjusting. She is a FIBA rules player. Turkey League, EuroLeague. Yeah, I feel you. Like, what kind of beef, though? Were they talking sports or they talking something else? Like, how does that happen? Like, where you at? I'm going to find you and go do that. Boy, I wish somebody would, man. They realized that was the worst mistake they ever made in their life. Crazy. Where you at? I'm going to get you, man. Talking shit on the internet. It was all over the news, TMZ. And that's somebody you know personally? Let me look that up, man, because you're not giving me no details, so... let me see. What should I put? A YouTuber killed? There's the joint in the Las Vegas Strip. That joint? The Las Vegas? That's the joint you talking about, courtside? The Las Vegas couple got killed over YouTube? You there? Can I get a confirmation, bro? Is all my messages coming up? What's going on? Bro, I want all the messages. Why they don't just type my... Yeah, that's what it was. That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild, bro. It's just a lot of clowns in the world, man, who have no control over their emotions. Somebody harm their ego, they want to go kill somebody. Crazy. Yeah, that's horrible, man. Oh, he's from Phoenix. Okay. Damn. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't get involved in all that. But what I do is, people like that who talk crazy, like they just, like, I just refute what they saying. But they ain't like they know where I am or I know where they are. I ain't never gonna look for them. If they come look for me, whoo, Lord help them. That's the only thing I can say. But I ain't gonna look for nobody. And I'm not even gonna send issue a physical threat to somebody. That's silly. Says Gabby Wilson also plays in Turkey League in W off season. She's good in both and needs no adjustment. Oh, yeah, Gabby nice, but Gabby already played over here before. You know what I mean? And Gabby got the type of game she can play anywhere. Yeah, I like Gabby, man. I wish Chicago's reputation wasn't so effed up, and that we could have got her last year, could have got her back. You know what I mean? That's the problem, man. Chicago working like out of they done dug themselves a hole that they got to work out of. You know? Feel me? That Sue Bird still playing. Nah, Sue Bird retired a couple years ago. So you two, yeah, Sue Bird retired a couple years ago. I don't know if you serious or you spamming, but all y'all spams, like, I don't get what y'all get out of it. Can somebody tell me, what do spammers get out of the spamming? Is it like some type of money they get? Because I'm trying to figure it out, or they just that goofy. They just do it just to be goofballs. I don't quite understand it. I don't quite understand it, man. It's weird. So, what we got coming up though? We got. So I'm guessing the Fever next game is what? Dallas. No, you got the Sparks. Oh, you were courtside. You worried about the Wings? Y'all got the Sparks tomorrow. That's a back-to-back. Shoot. Well, that wouldn't be a back-to-back. That would be, y'all got a day off. So y'all got the Sparks. Don't be looking past the Sparks. Sparks can beat you. You don't bring it. You don't bring that A game. Caitlin go out there clanking it back at the rim and all that bullshit she been doing, missing the whole damn rim. Shit, you can get your ass bust by the Sparks. And you know Kelsey Plum loves to give it to Caitlin Clark. That's like one of the things she loved to do. Kelsey Plum is a pure asshole. She like to just like take a rookie and make a rookie look bad. I remember last year Plum used to just mess. She used to mess with Caitlin like a mug. Just mess with her. Like I'm the big sis. You know what I mean? She's the big sister all the time. I know you saw that. Where you at courtside? Would you rolled out? Yeah, Plum be cooking it, don't she? There's certain players that make sure CZ don't beat them. Like Aja Wilson, she like, look, she'll cuss her whole team out You let that damn girl get out here and win this fucking game if you want to. Mm-hmm. That's funny though. That's gonna be interesting. Like, matter of fact, I got the Sparks winning that. I got the Sparks winning that joint. Courtside. I got the Sparks winning that. Yep. This is what I got. I got y'all losing to the Sparks and probably beat Dallas. That's what I think will happen. You're going to lose to the Sparks and beat Dallas. Sparks is going to be desperate as hell, right? Sparks just lost to the Sky. So they mad than the motherfucker. They just lost to the Sky. They mad as shit, right? So they going to take that shit out on y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all just beat Seattle. So y'all thinking, all right, we figured it out. We did this without DeWanna Bonner. We put all that bullshit behind us and all that. Oh, yeah, and by the way, yo, this is what I recommend. I don't normally recommend Clarky channels, but, yo, you get a chance to see this bull, Angry Fan. That shit, that video he did yesterday on DeWanna Bonner, that was some of the funniest shit. If you just want to see something funny, that was some of the funniest shit I've seen in a long time. Just out of just pure comedy. Like, I recommend that joint. Man, that video was funny as hell. This dude is a conspiracy theorist par excellence. You know what I mean? He talking about DeWanna Bonner and Stephanie White are plants. They had to destroy the fever. Like, this dude is just funny. You know what I'm saying? Hilarious. Man. CC was cooking plum. When was CC cooking plum? The hell are you talking about? Y'all, trying to tell you, y'all got your own imagination, your own world when you see stuff, bro. Let me see. Yo, you got your own imagination, bro. You talking about a couple little shots. I mean, it ain't like she ain't gonna not score anything. You know what I'm saying? Plum always got over. I want to see this Brink supermodel play ball. Yeah, I think Brink coming back soon. Says CC is the GOAT. You don't believe that, Matthew. You don't believe that, Matthew. You don't believe that, Matthew. All right, so why is she the GOAT, Matthew? Can you break it down? You want to have a conversation, Matthew? Said Brink is too happy making podcasts and starts to forget basketball. No, she had a legit injury, bro. Brink will be back, and that's another thing. Brink gonna make them even better. I just don't know how they gonna run that rotation though. You got Brink, you got Stevens, and then they got this other player that's about like 6'7" or something like that. They might have to let somebody go. You got Hamby. I just don't know. People really think Rickea Jackson better than Angel Reese. Rickea Jackson, Angel Reese. It's hard to compare them, man. It's hard to compare them. Angel Reese, I mean, Rickea has a better bag when it comes to scoring, obviously, you know. But Angel is so impactful, just all total. You know what I mean? It's hard to compare them. It is. Their games are, what they bring to the table is completely different. But I love Rickea Jackson's game. We're not going to do a whole lot of that. I love her game. What Angel has over a lot of those players, though, is IQ and motor. IQ and motor. Those are the things. So Matthew says, NCAA all-time leading scorer, unmatched range, elite court vision, and the ability to elevate the entire team. Okay. Yeah, typical bullshit. NCAA all-time leading scorer. That's fine, but we're in the big leagues now, sir. We're in the big leagues now. Unmatched range. I don't agree with that. Sabrina Ionescu has the same range. And I don't know why that would make you the best, because you shoot shots from far away at a 31% clip. Whoop-de-doo. Elite court vision. She has good court vision. But, it'll become elite when the turnovers cease. Right? That's when I'll call it elite. But she has good court vision. and the ability to elevate her entire team. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't know. Like, what do y'all use? Because they got far with Iowa. I don't know. I tend to think those other players can play. Like, I mean, I know y'all want to say they can't, but I tend to think the other players can play. Like, I don't know. Would act like they don't do anything? I don't know. You starting a team, who you take, Angel or Caitlin? Me? Angel Reese. Angel Reese. If I'm starting a team, yeah. Yeah. I can find me another guard. I can find the type of guard that I want to go with Angel. Like I'll take Angel Reese and give me a guard. Page is too obvious. Somebody like that. Just give me Angel Reese and Courtney Williams. We go to work. We can do that. I take Courtney. I'll take a young Chelsea Gray and Angel Reese. Yeah, I'd rather that. And then you could take CC in another big, in a different big. Not Agent Wilson, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But a different type of big. Like Agent Wilson. I'm taking Agent Wilson over the world. So, you know what I mean? You guys are American, and Cameron Brink is an American. Boston doctors have a very advanced and good ACL treatment. Okay. Courtside Junkie, the fact you asked that suggests CC, the number one pick, has underperformed and AR, the 7th pick, has overperformed. Don't forget about Kelsey Mitchell. But you got to understand, bro. Like, Courtside, you got to understand, I don't like Caitlin Clark's game. Like, what do you not understand? Like, I tell you that. I don't say she's bad. That's not going to be, like, if I'm building a team, that's not the type of point guard I want. I want a real point guard. I don't want a ball hogging, jacking player, right? If I'm trying to build a winner. Now, but I'll put it this way. If I'm an owner and I'm trying to make money, then I would take Caitlin Clark, because then I don't care about winning. I just want asses in the seats, and I want to make money. And I'm gonna look at the fact that all y'all want to see this circus show, so that's why I'm gonna get Caitlin. That's the keys, but that's not a basketball decision. That's more of just a financial decision. Said facts. Imagine if Angel Reese had competent point guards and shooters. Well, we already saw that at LSU. You give her like a Flaugier, you give her like I forgot the damn point guard they had. And they weren't even like really elite. But if you give her like a Raven Johnson or somebody like that, come on, bro. That's gonna play defense. You know what I'm saying? They gonna find out though. They'll see. Angel's type of player, you surround her with those type of players, bro, you got a winner. In the paint with Fox Media, Angel affects the game positively even without scoring. If CC isn't, yeah, they don't understand that though. In the paint with Fox Media, all they see is logo threes. Feed better than Asia. Stop playing. Feed better than Asia. At what? What is feed better than Asia at? Yeah, I do. Yeah, Poppy 3. I do delete dumbass comments. If it ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, I will delete them. Sometimes they annoy me, I delete them. Different reasons. Feedback. So what is feed better than Asia at? The coach for Duke says otherwise. I don't care what the coach for Duke says. I don't care what other people say, bro. What I care about that for? And people always use that. The coach for Duke didn't say anything about Angel Reese. All he said was he liked Caitlin Clark. So what? Like, did they ask him about Angel Reese? Or they just asked him about Caitlin? A lot of people like Caitlin Clark. Oh, the Matthew said something? What did Matthew say? Let me go back to it. See if I can find it. You timed him out. I want to see what he said though. Okay, yeah, I ain't got a problem. Yeah, that was a dumb comment. Your girl sells t-shirts about her horrible place. Yeah. That's a stupid comment. Asia was the best. I get. What does Fee do better than Angel courtside? Talking about his Fee time. What that mean? Fee's team is playing better. I still got the Aces beating them though. Let's just wait. What does Fee do better than Asia Wilson? Asia was the best. Why? What does Fee do to passer? I don't understand. Minnesota got a better record. Minnesota has more continuity than the Aces. Aces going to find out. Maybe they shouldn't have let Plum go. Maybe, you know. Don't erase just white boy. Don't erase him. Angel Reese is trash. Bum can't shoot for shit. Would you an Aryan Nation guy? Just a white boy? So I'm wondering why you identify yourself as a white boy. Erase you? No problem. Not a problem. We send you to a place that we call Troll Heaven, where trolls all get together and just live out their dream. Got rid of the Aryan Nation guy. All right, so C Glazer says, advanced ACL. My man, you going in on the ACL treatment. You a doctor? You going in on that. Courtside Junkie says, everything damn near you must haven't been watching. Oh, God. She's better than Agent Wilson at everything. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. She's better than Agent Wilson at everything. She's better at rebounding. She's better at defense. She's better at what? Scoring. I must not have been watching Fee. Fee is good. I'm trying to figure out why is she better than Agent Wilson? Like, you're telling me you would pick Napheesa Collier over Agent Wilson. That's what you're telling me. If like, all right, we out here picking teams. I'm gonna pick my big. You go first. You picking some fucking Napheesa Collier instead of Agent Wilson. That's what you doing. Oh man. I get what you're saying. Stop deflecting. I don't get what you're saying. Now, if you want to say the Minnesota Lynx are playing better than the Aces, sure. You telling me, yeah, and twice on Sunday, okay. All right. I guess anything you can do. I guess anybody can just say yes to anything. Fuck it. Yeah, give me Agent Wilson. Exactly, Dexter. These casual fans say Caitlin Clark better than Asia. Well, they're trying to bring Asia down. So the first thing they're trying to do is say Fee is better. Like that's the first move. Like I see what they're doing. Asia is the ultimate threat because she's like, this is really her fucking league. For real. If you judge it based on play and based on accomplishments, right? So the first thing they want to do, because right now they know it's ridiculous to say Caitlin is better. They know that makes them sound stupid. So the first thing they want to do is try to say Fee is better. Fee is less athletic, not as strong, not as good in the post, not as good on defense, but she's better, right? Now, Napheesa Collier doesn't even have a fucking generational body, right, to be better than Agent Wilson. Agent Wilson is like a freak athlete. It's almost like saying, I don't know. Let me think of a great comp here. You know, you got Kevin Garnett. He's just like a freak athlete that just, you put him on the court, he stands out. He just better than everybody. That's like saying, let's think of a fundamentally sound player. And I'm not gonna say Tim Duncan because Tim Duncan is different as well. It's like saying maybe can't even say Chris Webber or Rasheed Wallace. It's almost like saying Antonio McDyess is better than Kevin Garnett to me. You know, because he had a couple of years where he scored more points or something like that. You know, it's like, come on, it's silly. It's silly. But you know, you're entitled to your opinion. It's just silly though. They're both elite players who help their team win games. Yeah, they are both elite, but come on. Like, come on, man, let's stop it. Like, they were both on the Olympic team at the same time against the same opponents. We know who's better. Like, it's like, stop it. If you to watch the Olympics, you know who better. Like, who the fuck are they going to give the ball to when they're to really bring us home? If Napheesa Collier and A'ja Wilson on the same team against a common opponent, who is going to bring us home? Napheesa Collier? Napheesa Collier, listen, man, I like Napheesa Collier, but I'm telling you, you got to be able to recognize the difference between a system team with a team that's built specifically around a person where they're running certain plays. It's like Karl Malone was a great player, don't get me wrong, right? But it's very similar to the Utah Jazz. You got John Stockton with Karl Malone, who's helping to feed Karl Malone like all these like buckets and stuff like that, right? Karl Malone isn't just a player that I think you put anywhere, and he's just like, I'm just the super ridiculous freak athlete there, right? That's A'ja Wilson, man. I don't give a damn what situation you put her in. It don't matter the system, don't matter nothing, bruh. That motherfucker's gonna dominate. Like, it's like, yeah. I don't know, man. Some see it, some don't. I don't know. I don't know, but we're just getting rid of all of them. I ain't got time for that. I eat some cornballs. Here you go. I didn't down A'ja. You putting words on. Yes, you did. If you say feed better, you downing her. That's down there to me because it's ridiculous. I don't see how anybody can watch both of them play and think Napheesa Collier is better. I think that's just cap. I don't think anybody can think that. I just seen Boston cook A'ja. Only thing is we lost. Come on, man. You know how many times A'ja Wilson and cooked not Boston? You going off of one damn game where she didn't even fucking get it done in the end? It was like, all right, at the beginning of the game, she's getting off because she's getting the ball in her spots. Leah Boston, big as shit. You think Napheesa Collier gonna stop big ass Leah Boston in the paint when they're running a bunch of sets where CC is just getting her the ball in her spots? Like, really? Talking about she really, or was she ISO with A'ja Wilson and cooking her? Like, how did it happen? You talking about she cooked her? They were running pick and rolls. Come on, man. Really? You think it's Duncan versus KG? I can't even give Napheesa Collier Tim Duncan. I can't do that. Tulip, I can't give Napheesa that. I'm sorry. Like, now maybe if she start winning, maybe. I ain't there with it. I ain't there yet. Like, Napheesa's more like, what is her comp right now? I think it's Karl Malone. Yeah, I think it's Karl Malone. Yeah. Run a Utah Jazzy type of system based on a bunch of pick and rolls. Because Tim Duncan was different. Tim Duncan done ran like he can run an inside-out system. You know what I mean? Every time down the floor, you giving that shit to Tim Duncan first. He kicking it back out. He was different. And like I know they gave Phoenix Defensive Player of the Year, but I don't know about all that. I don't know. Whatever. She got it. It is. I don't see her dominance like that. I just don't. Not. It's. I don't know. I believe it's the system more. It's her talent too, but I believe it's the system. I believe the system has a lot to do with it. Whereas A'ja don't need a system. You know what I mean? You just put her there. Like her ability to just like, man, okay. It's cool though. Watula says Duncan a better rim protector, like TD. Fee better can switch to perimeter, better like KG. Yeah, I guess I give her she perimeter. I guess, yeah. She's smaller. You know what I mean? She's smaller and agile, but I think AJ can go out there. I don't know, man. All Rumble. Listen, AW Rumble. Can you stop being a passive aggressive guy? And if you have something to say, please say it. Passive aggressiveness gets annoying after a while. Coming in here with that too funny. Like that passive aggressive stuff. Come on, man. Antoine Baker says, facts. Fee is good, but A'ja is different. Exactly. You put it that way. Courtside Junkie, you sneeze on A'ja, it's a foul. What you want me to do? She earned that. And Fee gets a lot of damn fouls too. So don't get it twisted. For some reason, they give Fee that too. They also give Brittany Griner that. I mean, there's certain players, I guess, at the while you get it. So Lynx keep losing without Fee. Yeah. Aces don't really win without A'ja either. Fee don't have any chips, exactly. Not yet. Karl Malone. I was going to say Abdul Rahim, but McDyess was a better comparison. Yeah, I love Shareef Abdul Rahim, though. That was my man. His injuries, man. Injuries kind of took him out. Seagladen says none. Kelsey Plum. They gave the ball to Kelsey Plum at the closing minutes because Plum is calm and free throws. She scored every single free throw down the stretch. Yeah, Plum, that's my girl, man. This season, Fee has been the best in the league. She has taken it up a level since Unrivaled. If A'ja taps, right, I agree, but I still believe the system has a lot to do with it. Now, you know, maybe that doesn't matter to some people. To you, that's cool. That's the way I see it. I just think she's in the perfect situation on a team that has continuity. They made very few changes, whereas, you know, the Aces, they just, you know, changed Plum out, which was a big piece. She doesn't have a center next to her that helps her with anything pretty much. It's like there is a lot of adjustment there. I just think the Minnesota's like on automatic. They just moving. But Fee is great, you know. LaShonda Matthews, Minnesota has a better team than Aces at the moment, but A'ja is a far better player than Fee. I believe so too. Like part of what draws my opinion is I saw them together on that U.S. team, and it was clear who like it's just clear to me. Like you got them both on a team. I mean, who you going to? Who going to be the one? In NBA guard terms, it's LeBron versus Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Because LeBron is just the freak athlete. He has the generational body, all those things. Jimmy Butler got the heart and all of that, and he has the, you know, not saying LeBron had the heart, but Jimmy Butler, he has the fundamentals and everything. So yeah, that's not bad. So overall, as a player, you still say A'ja. Yeah, I think so, yeah. LaShonda Matthews said, it's like saying LeBron is better than Jordan. I don't agree. Because Jordan is a freak athlete. Jordan, like, was jumping from the foul line. Jordan, he taking quarters off the backboard. You know what I mean? Jordan is a freak athlete. He's just not 6'8", but he's so fast and stuff like that. Jordan ran a 4.3 40. Like, he's as fast as a cornerback out there on the court. Like, you watch Jordan in 84, 85, 86, there was nothing we've ever seen like that. You know, we never seen anything like that. Jordan, those years, my God, this dude was just like, whoo, 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 whoo. I remember seeing him as a young buck. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. Our debates back then was him and Dominique Wilkins. We used to debate who was the best. But Jordan's a freak athlete. He ain't just fundamentally sound. He's the freakish athlete who is fundamentally sound. So Jordan's still better than LeBron. Pop B3 said LeBron is better, but not Steph. LeBron's not better than Michael Jordan, bro. Like, I don't know what y'all be looking at, you know. But LeBron and Jordan, it's kind of like Paige Beckers and Caitlyn. Like, I don't see why anybody thinks Caitlin's better than Paige Beckers. I don't get it. Like, what in the fuck are you looking at? Like, you know what I mean? I got one player that, like Paige Beckers, I could put her in the post, dump the ball in. She can score. Put her in the mid-range, dump the ball to her. She can score. Put her at the 3, dump the ball into her. She can score. She can dish. She can just, whatever thing you need, she can do. I can have her guard, her man. She can do it. You got this other player that can't do nothing in the post, ain't that damn good in the mid-range. I mean, she's trying to get there, but it's not her thing yet. A logo 3 shooter. Like, what do you mean? Jordan and LeBron, when it comes to skills, it's not close. Like, footwork, like, really? Like, layup package? Really? Like, and I love LeBron, man. I do, but it's like, come on, man. That dude, and I'm talking to you as a person that was a Michael Jordan hater when he played. I'm a homer. I'm a Sixer fan. For years, I was in denial because I couldn't accept the idea of anyone being better than Julius Erving, Dr. J. I could not accept it at all. So when Michael Jordan came out, I hated this dude, like, for a long time. Then he kept winning chips and chips and chips. Then he was doing it against, he getting past dudes like Pat Ewing and all. And fuck what they saying now. They act like the New York Knicks won. Man, that Knicks team was beasts. I don't care. No, that team was beasts. The Knicks used to wipe the floor with teams, man, like the Magic and stuff like that. But anyway, Jordan, he getting past Ewing, dudes that we thought highly of. He getting past dudes like freaking he eventually got past Detroit and all of them. Get past Ewing and all of them. Got past freaking man. Charlotte Hornets had a damn good team when they had Larry Johnson and Mourning and all them dudes. Getting past freaking the Washington Bullets had a damn good team, and they had Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, freaking, man, he was getting past all them dudes. Then getting past the Sonics, they was nice. Like, getting past, Portland Trailblazers was nice as hell. Man, people be tripping me up with Cliff Robinson and Porter and Drexler, man. Like, man, dudes be tripping, man. This dude just kept winning chips. Like, that Phoenix team Barkley was on, man, they have some monsters, man. Like, y'all better go, if people who don't understand, y'all better look them teams up, man. He was getting past all them dudes. That damn Utah Jazz team he was beating, they was like the Minnesota Lynx. They was. Like, the type of, like, I've never seen a team with that much timing, man. People act like that team wasn't like that. Karl Malone was 30,000 points. He like one of the greatest scorers of all time. You got freaking John Stockton, dude, who all-time leader in assists and steals. Like, what are we talking about? They had all types of shooters on that team. Hornacek. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had defenders on that team, man. Like, yo, he's beating all them teams. Like, just heart, will, determination. I had to accept, this dude better than Dr. J, man. I just had to. And LeBron had a chance to surpass him. All LeBron had to do, in my opinion, when he went to Miami, if he'd have won 4 straight in Miami, If he'd have won 4 straight in Miami, and then go back to Cleveland and win one, that joint where he beat the Warriors, and then that bubble John is kind of, you know what I mean? But like he just couldn't go. You can't go to Miami, right, with that team. You link up with Dwayne Wade, Bosh, Ray Allen comes over, and you having all this trouble. You having all this trouble with the Spurs, and you lose to Dallas. You can't do that. Like, there's no way Jordan does that. If Jordan would have put the dagger in all them niggas. I'm sorry. If you put Jordan with Dwayne Wade and Bosh and all them, come on, man. It's no way. There's no way. Like, then people act like his team with Pippen and them was better than more talented than his team, than LeBron's team. Come on, man. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Jordan never even played with a dude like Anthony Davis, bruh. You give him Anthony Davis, man. Come on, man. A Dwayne Wade? What? I don't know what dudes be talking about. He never even had a Kyrie Irving, man. Now, Scottie Pippen was a defensive specialist. He was a nice assist man, and I like Scottie. But he wasn't no prolific scorer like that. We saw that when Scottie moved on. He had his chance to lead a team. He had his chance to lead a stacked Portland Trailblazers team after he left the Bulls. He wasn't even the best player on that team. The best player on that team was Rasheed Wallace. You know what I mean? He couldn't really. They got walked down by the Lakers. You know what I mean? In the fourth quarter, like with a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, he couldn't even show that he was better than Kobe Bryant. So how? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. We got to stop that nonsense, man. Like, LeBron had his chance. He went to Miami and lost 2. He went 2-2 in Miami with that team, bruh. And he lost to the Spurs. Teams like that. Like, what are we doing? And he lost to Dallas, man. There's no way. I get it. It was the first year. All right. But then he lost again. And he really should have lost 3 times to the Spurs. Yeah, Ray Allen had to hit a 3-point magical 3-point shot like that. Come on, man. All right, come on, man. And I'm sorry I went on that tangent, but like these LeBron fans, bro, y'all be coming ahead with that crazy stuff. You see, I didn't watch the game. I watched what game, courtside? You talking about I ain't watched the game against the bruh, like courtside, joking. I'm not judging no damn A'ja Wilson off of one game against Aaliyah Boston, bruh. They played multiple games. Aaliyah Boston, this is her 3rd year in the season. I'm gonna look at the overall thing. And even if there's a situation where she cooks one game, what that mean? You still lost the game? Did you see the second half? Did you see the second half of the game? Like, what game are you talking about? Say Queen Fee has a good system around her. However, A'ja is the biggest and the baddest. Yeah, I don't even see how that John. That's just that's disrespectful to her. Karl Malone. How old are you, courtside? If me saying Karl Malone is disrespectful to A'ja Wilson, I gotta ask you, how old are you? I gotta ask you, how old are you? If you think me giving, I think that's the utmost respect. Karl Malone has 30,000 points in his career, bruh. He's over 50% from the field. What is we talking about? Karl Malone had range. Like, I mean, not 3-point range, but he can shoot 20-footers consistently. Dominant in the post. But he wasn't the best athlete. That's the point. And that's Fee. You look at Fee, she's not an elite athlete. She's just fundamentally sound. Whereas A'ja is the fundamentally sound elite athlete. That's always going to be better. It's just the way it is. That's the way God made it. Some people are just blessed. It's just that simple. Next for A'ja has 3 Hall of Famers. She ain't with scrubs. Nobody rated Fee's supporting cast started last season. They were ranked outside of playoffs by many. Yeah, that's true. But I would say Fee's cast that's around her is deeper. That's what I would say. It's the deeper bench. And they play a role that fits that system. They're not better individual players. That's true. Like, I'm taking Jackie Young over any of them chicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking I don't know if I'm taking whatchamacallit at this point. Chelsea Gray over Courtney Williams. I don't know. That's kind of close. But I'm taking Jackie over anything they got over there. That's a fair point. But they like Atlanta Smith and all those girls, like they run that system that Reeves has to perfection. That's the thing. You know what I mean? It's that line that people don't always get. It's the same thing with Caitlin Clark's Iowa team. People disrespect those players, acting like they can't play this and that. No, whatever that system was that Bluter had that had them, they worked it to perfection so they could beat teams. Like, let's be for real, they actually beat LSU before. They beat UConn before. They beat those teams. Now, Caitlin Clark stands want to say it's all because of Caitlin, but no, it's that whole team did that. You know what I mean? That can happen sometimes when you got the perfect pieces fitting. You know what I mean? And I think Minnesota, well, they're better than that, obviously. Them girls can play. But it's that type of thing. Whereas with the Aces, it's more like they were just some bad mofos. They're just a collection of number one picks together. You know, you talk about Plum, talking about Jackie, talking about Asia. They're just a collection of number one picks put together. And like it's kind of different. But like Minnesota's always tops in assists as a team. They're just a machine. But I always believe in, like, at the end of the day, the teams a lot of times with the better talent are probably going to win. The ones that got the Asia Wilsons or the Jackies and all of them will probably win, more than likely. And I think that's what happened to them in the finals last year. At the end of the day, they got Stewie, they got Jonquel over there in New York. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to happen. That matters. If that makes sense. But I do get Tulip. I do feel what you're saying, though. I do. Courtside Judges Asia is Chris Bosh. Now, that's disrespectful. Yeah, that's disrespectful. Tulip Plays says, we saw Fee cooking Unrivaled, too. 1-on-1, 3-on-3. Yeah, but we ain't see Asia in Unrivaled. If Asia was Unrivaled, it'd be Godzilla through that whole joint. That 1-on-1, all that. It's gonna be Godzilla through all that shit. And I think you know that. She gonna be like Godzilla just kicking over buildings and shit. Shamar Jones says, a lot of people like Fee more because she shoot more jumpers and the Asia works the post down and dirty with finesse. I don't know. I think they don't. I think they just don't get it. You know what I mean? Put them two on the same squad and you're going to see who's the one. You know what I mean? Who Neo is. That's all. Yeah, he tripping. Hey, Chris Bosh. Come on, man. He joking. Words have meanings. Cooking someone in b-ball literally means you're constantly beating them in one-on-one situations and they can't stop you. Fee got a Barkley game. I would have to think about that. See, I don't mean Chris Bosh and talent. I mean her game mimics his. I think we could think of some better players than that too. I would say she's more closer to Hakeem Olajuwon, because you got to look at both sides of the ball too. Talking about defensive player of the year as well as MVP. Okay, I don't know about Chris Bosh, defensive player of the year type of stuff, right? It's more like Hakeem, more like you can say Garnett. I would say more like that sort of thing. I thought Jabari Parker played like Jabari Parker. Sharif Abdul-Rahim, yeah, that's my man. But injuries, yeah. Said Fee didn't take it up a notch. She did this last season before her foot problems. She was averaging 28 early in the season. It's about how you finish, though. Fee was the best and unrivaled. She is a dog, in my opinion. AJ, Fee, and Jocko are the best in the league. Yeah, I don't disagree. We're talking now, not last season. Yeah, I don't do that. Just right now, or, you know, I think you are who you are. You know what I mean? I don't think AJ is worse. I think if it come down to it, all right, Fee and AJ got to go at it right now. I think AJ just takes her. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Said Kawhi versus Jimmy. LeBron isn't as skilled as AJ. I'm not gonna say LeBron is that unskilled. I think LeBron is as skilled. Well, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But LeBron has gotten a lot better with his shot and stuff like that, though. But I know what you mean. I got you. Fee was coming off injury in the Olympics. She and AJ play the same position. I don't care. I don't care about that. But I hear you. Like we still want to act like she's like AJ, as dominant as AJ. Like I don't understand what y'all seeing. Maybe y'all just are Minnesota fans. I don't know. I just don't get it. One is bigger, more athletic, stronger. I mean, but if you don't see that, then that don't matter to you. Fine. Like maybe you think Fee is as strong as AJ. I don't know. You want to believe that? Be my guest. Asia, Timmy D, Fee, KG. I don't think so, man. Fee doesn't have the athleticism to be KG to me. She's more like Shawn Marion in athleticism to me. I don't see, like, you just look at her body type. I don't see that. Kevin Garnett was a ridiculous athlete. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. It's close. Hardware in the paint. From last year's playoffs onwards, Fee has played the best basketball through the playoffs. That unrivaled 3-on-3, 1-on-1, and now the W. If you say so. Yeah, hate we never got to say MJ and Len Bias in the pro. Yeah, Len Bias would have changed a lot of stories. Would change a lot of stories, man. He would have been the first of his type. The LeBron James mold. He'd have been the first of that type. Though, whatchamacallit, what's my man that went to Detroit, man, from Duke? Grant Hill. The Grant Hill was the first, you know what I mean, of that mold. The triple-double, you know, monster and all that kind of stuff, who could score, who could D, who could do everything. You know, but then injuries took him out, and then LeBron came. But yeah, Len Bias was a monster. If people saw what AJ did to the Liberty in the finals 2 years ago, they wouldn't dare say Fee is better. Yep. But they'll say, "Whoa, I'm talking about now." Like she's actually better now. It's just right now that she got to focus on, we got to get this team together. But it's cool. I think it's good. I think she's gonna make it clear soon. He said that Boston team would have been too OP. They're already a super team. Yeah, no doubt about it. With Len Bias, he would have took right over for Larry Bird though, because Bird was kind of breaking down. You know, he was having back problems. Yeah, that would have been crazy. Yes, I'm a LeBron James fan. F all the other players. Well, that's dumb. Because he's about to retire. Then what you going to do? What you going to do when he retires, MMA fan? MMA J? LaShawn Matthews, that is what I was saying. Jordan is better than LeBron. Exactly. No, I know you saying that, but you were like, I get what you were saying. You were saying, like, if such and such, then that's like saying LeBron better than Jordan, right? I got you. I got you. I just started talking about that. But I got you. LeBron has the stat. He scores more points. So see it this way. You can say that LeBron is better than MJ. LeBron doesn't score more points than Jordan. Okay? No, he just doesn't. C. Glazer. To really tell like who's a scorer, you got to go off of points, the average points per game, not how many points you scored in a lifetime. You got to go off of average points per game. Lifetime points just means you played for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. That's all that means. You keep playing, right? If you average 25 a night and you play 20 years, you'll end up more points than someone who played, 15 years and averaged 30 a night, right? That's lifetime. Average, what your average is, lets me know that on any given night what to expect, right? Jordan's average is over 30. LeBron's career average, I believe, is around 27, okay? Which means they both can score. But the eye test is where you see, like, how they can score. Teams ain't never in their life, ever, against Michael Jordan, implemented a strategy where they said, all right, leave him out there to shoot jumpers, okay? They never did that shit, because that wouldn't have worked. Okay, Jordan would have just took the jumpers. All right, cool. Bloop, bloop. Right, he never do that. At one point in LeBron James' career, that's what teams were doing. You just let him have the jumpers, just don't let him get to the rim. And it worked. That's the difference. Besides other things. He just played longer than Mike. Two of the players as prime Bron could play and guard 1 through 5, plus is a basketball genius with unmatched longevity and consistency. I never seen LeBron guard 1 through 5. Why didn't he guard Tim Duncan when when he played the Spurs then? Why didn't he guard Dirk when he against Dallas? Like if he can guard 1 through 5. MMJ, Dick Eaton talking about that's right. Why didn't he guard Dirk then? So total plays, MJ is the GOAT because KD made that weak move and robbed Bron of 2-3 more chips. Because of KD robbed him. I don't think personally they would have beat the Golden State the next year. I don't know why people act like if KD didn't go to Golden State, that is a given that Cleveland would have won in 2017, 18. How do you know that? Right? 2016, Cleveland won, right? But they were down 3-1. LeBron, Draymond Green goes out, Bogut goes out, and then you know what I mean. They win those 3 games, but and even the last game, Game 7, came down to a last-second shot by Kyrie. How do people act like they needed KD to beat them? No, they could have beat them. They could have beat them that damn year. It came down to a last shot. It wasn't like Cleveland ever showed dominance over Golden State. Every time they played Cleveland in the regular season, they would wipe the floor with their ass. That's what they would do. Typically, Golden State dominated the series every time they played before Kevin Durant got there. Once Kevin Durant got there, it just was ridiculous. But I don't know why people act like 2017, if Golden State didn't get Kevin Durant, Cleveland definitely would have won. Why? A lot of people, it's 50-50, if anything. It's 50-50. And those are the perfect examples there. That Golden State and Cleveland rivalry. Cleveland had the better big 3 the whole time. LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love. Anybody would take that over Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Anybody would take this 3 right here. But over here in Golden State, you had an actual system where Steve Kerr were implementing certain parts of the triangle offense with a little twist to it, where it was more so geared towards Steph Curry as opposed to a Michael Jordan. But if you listen to what he said, it was a lot of the triangle concepts in it. Whereas LeBron, they don't never implement no system. It's just LeBron James pitch and shoot. LeBron James get to the rim, kick it out to a shooter. LeBron James try to fucking back somebody down, kick it out to a shooter. That's all it is, right? That's the reason why LeBron James teams typically don't beat the Spurs, who have an actual system. Don't beat Golden State, who have an actual system. Didn't beat Dallas because Dirk was on some shit. That's why it happens, because it's always just, all right, LeBron, and all right, you stand over there, I want my power forward standing over there, so I got room to go to the rim. I want my center the fuck out the way. And I need an elite off guard scorer. That's a secondary scorer. That's all LeBron has. And I believe LeBron could have possibly had 6-7 rings had he went to the Spurs or a team like that and learned to play in the system. But that's just my personal opinion. See, Jordan played nowhere near as long as LeBron has, and look at his stats. MJ is more entertaining and fun to watch, so the eye test count also. Yeah, entertaining and fun, that don't mean nothing. He's just better. I mean, you know. Miami and Indiana too. MJ beat my favorite player, Charles Barkley, still hurts. Yep, I agree with you there, Shamar. I agree with you there. Yeah, Tierra, appreciate you. Tierra came through with the super chat. Appreciate you. Love your takes. Appreciate you. LaShonda Matthews says, okay, you talking MMA. That Seattle Supersonics team was running the West. Yes, they were. That Seattle Supersonics team, it took Houston and Phoenix a lot to get past them. People underrate those teams, man. Them teams were serious, man. You know what I mean? They had dudes coming off the bench. Nate McMullen, friggin' Vincent Askew, friggin', oh man. But they don't know, man. They don't know. Detlef Schrempf, yo, Seattle was nice. Detlef Schrempf was the original, like, you know what I mean? Boy from overseas. I think he was German. Boy was nice. You know what I'm saying? Before Dirk and before Luka and all of them, Detlef Schrempf, boy, him and Drazen Petrovic, you know what I'm saying? Sabonis' dad was crazy nice. You know what I mean? Arvydas Sabonis, you know the Sabonis that's out there in Sacramento. His dad was the original Jokic. For real. You know what I mean? It's just that at that time, the NBA wasn't ready to build around a center like they do for Jokic. But Arvydas Sabonis had the same game as Jokic. Right? The Jokic we see it's not really nothing new. It's just that the NBA now will build around a guy like that. They'll let him kind of like be the facilitator and all that kind of stuff. But Sabonis had all them same skills. MMAJ, LeBron is number one, all the chips, and he shot the game winner for the Toon Squad. Sean Kipp and Gary Payton, definitely. Brian should have got 3 in Miami, 2 in Cleveland. He was always one off. LeBron should have got 4 in Miami. If he'd have got 4 in Miami, then we'd be talking something different. LaShonda says, Allen Iverson was my favorite guard of all time. Yeah, tell me about it. The Spurs were a dynastic team. What you mean, Fulan? I mean, they did win 5. They won 5, but I mean, I don't even think they ever won back-to-back, though, the Spurs. Did they? I don't think they ever won back-to-back. And they kept constantly had to flip the roster and all that kind of stuff. You know, they won a dynasty amount of games, though. I give them that. But I still felt like LeBron, if you give him Dwayne Wade and Bosh, they should beat the Spurs. Because remember, man, that Spurs team was starting to get put together towards the end of the Bulls run. And they had David Robinson, Duncan, they had Avery Johnson, they had Steve Smith. They had some guys. And the 98 Bulls used to wipe the floor with them damn Spurs, man. Like, if the Bulls would have came back in 99, the Spurs still wouldn't have won the title. Bulls was wiping the floor with them. You know, the Bulls had a system like LeBron. He just don't like, bruh. And it took forever from Spurs to get past the Utah Jazz team. You know. Said John Stockton is my favorite point guard. No frill, but he did. John Stockton was dirty as hell. But no, he's a bad dude, though. He's a bad dude. Said Dennis Rodman was the most underrated player of all time. Shoot, the players who played with him, they know. They know. Bron beats all of Jordan's finals opponents. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Those Spurs, the Seattle Supersonics would have wiped the floor with them LeBron teams. Trust me, they would have had nothing for they wouldn't have had nothing for whatchamacallit, for Sean Kemp. That left Shrimp would have given them guys problems. Gary Payton would have been all over Dwayne Wade, Kyrie. Man, they wouldn't. Because I'm trying to tell you, LeBron James teams, they're not organized enough. They just cheesy. They rarely in first place. They always third place, and then they work their way out of the mud. It's always some clunky bullshit with LeBron James teams. They're never a well-oiled machine. With the exception of the 2013 Miami Heat, I'll give that squad a chance. But most of those, matter of fact, the 2013 Miami Heat is the only LeBron James team until recently that was top 5 in team assists. You know that? All of his other teams, they're just never top in team assists because they don't work as a team. It's LeBron ball, with a bunch of shooters around him. They gotta just wait to see what he gonna do all the time. That's why they always get a lot of turnovers. Those teams, man, they're not gonna beat teams like the Jazz, who are just a well-oiled machine. They're not going to beat teams like the Supersonics. They're not going to beat teams. There's no chance they beat Phoenix. There's no way they beat Phoenix. That Phoenix team that Barkley had with Marley and Chambers and the young Oliver Miller was the young center they had. They had Richard Dumas, you know what I'm saying, who was the rookie of the year. They had who's the other boy? They had Danny Ainge running that squad. It's too much IQ on that team. And then you had Charles Barkley in rare form, dominating. This nigga was giving you 25 and almost 15 a night. Bruh, it's no way a LeBron James team beats that Phoenix team. I don't see it. LeBron James, man, his teams always, they don't sweep nobody. It's always 2-2, and then it's 3-2. It's always some bullshit with his teams. They'll get blown out one game, they come back and then win the next. It's bruh, I'm trying to tell you, he has trouble with high IQ teams. And I'm telling you, you got a squad, man. They got Kevin Johnson, Danny Ainge on that squad. It's too much IQ. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I know you love LeBron. I don't see it. And then the Jazz, way too much IQ. The same problems they had with the Spurs, they had the problems with the Jazz. Because the Spurs was running a lot of Jazz stuff. People were imitating those teams, stuff they were doing. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know if I see LeBron ever beating the Orlando Magic with Penny and Shaq, Horace Grant, Dennis Scott, I don't see it. I don't see it. I can't think of a LeBron James team that would beat that Orlando Magic team. I'm sorry. People weren't picking the Bulls to beat them. That Orlando Magic team with Shaq and Penny and them was crazy. For real. Good morning, Felicia. I'm missing a lot of comments going on and on. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, look at this digital. Yeah, LeBron guys are crazy. Spurs cheated 1 year and cut off the air conditioning. LeBron cramped up. Okay. I mean, that's why he lost. Because he cheated. He said LeBron never had a real coach. Who problem is that though? LeBron did have was free agency. And LeBron could have decided to get a better coach if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Couldn't he? Like, couldn't he have went to the Spurs? I think the Spurs would have took him. Couldn't he have went to where? Who a real coach besides Pop? Who else a real coach? Couldn't he have went to them teams? But I mean, he did have Spoelstra though. He had Spoelstra, or am I tripping? Or is Spoelstra a bad coach? But anyway, man, it'll be good talking to y'all. I got a rule. We got to continue this LeBron stuff some other time, man. We never really got into men's basketball, which is really my specialty for real. I just started talking to women's, and I'm still learning the women's. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go ahead. You know what I mean? But this was a nice little joint, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. Peace out.